I'm going to read you something. Um, this is something that I hope is inspirational to a lot of you people. Before I read this story, I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit of something that happened. And by the way, this video is gonna be a little personal. So, I have a TBI. If any of you don't know what a TBI is, it's a traumatic brain injury. When I was 1 year old, I fell, and the story will say it, but just figured I would give an opening before I read this story. When I was about 1 year old, I bumped my head, learning how to walk. 11 months old, excuse me. I was 11 months old, and I fell and hit my head on the coffee table there, and it caused a lot of bleeding in my brain, and it also disabled me from using the right side of my body, so I can't use the right side of my body very good. And I now have a TBI, I had a TBI, which is the traumatic brain injury thing. I'm gonna read you guys this story, and I hope that this story really touches you, because, and a little background to this story was when I was in 11th grade, and I was in a class, and the teacher said, write something dramatic that happened to you, and this is what happened. So, I hope this story touches your heart, because it touched my heart when I wrote this, and this was in 2007 that I wrote this story. I was a junior in high school, I think. Yeah, I was a junior in high school, so here we go. An event in my life that made me who I am today is when I was 11 months old. I was born on November 27th, 1990. There you go. And I was healthy and alive. But on October 30th, 1991, I was learning how to walk by holding on to the couch cushions, and I bumped my head on the coffee table. It hurt too. I remember that fairly well. It hurt so bad. That bump on my head changed my life forever. I had a little red spot on my head, but inside my head, underneath my skull, there was a lot of bleeding going on. I was rushed to the hospital. Now this I don't remember. I was rushed to the hospital and had a CAT scan. I don't remember ever having a CAT scan. I really don't. The hospital told my parents that I might die, and that LifeStar is a, should a lot of you know what LifeStar is. It's a thing, or it's a helicopter that saves people's lives. Had to come and take me to Yale. Not gonna tell you where Yale is. For emergency brain surgery. The doctors were able to save my life because the ride to Yale, again I'm not going to tell you where it is, took only 13 minutes. 13 minutes. If it wasn't for that ride, I wouldn't be here. That helicopter ride saved my life. And this is where you guys are probably going to get really emotional by this. I do remember this, though. I don't remember the CAT scan, but I do remember this. This part. I spent a long time in the hospital and even spent my first birthday there. Yup, I remember that very well. Because I had a brain injury, my brain was making too much spinal fluid, and that put too much pressure on my brain. So I got cerebral palsy. Yup. Some parts of my brain do not send the right messages to my muscles, so they can work right. I can't use my right arm very good, and I have a lot of trouble with my right leg. But luckily, in 2009, they did surgery, and now everything's working fine. It's just my right hand still can't move, and my right leg still can't move, so that sucks. Because of this, it's really hard to have only one hand that works. But you know something? Just because I have one hand that works does not mean I'm a normal person. Just saying that right now. And this is also going to be very inspirational to you guys. Things happen to people every day that change their lives forever. One thing I like about me is that I love to laugh and make people laugh. I'm sure a lot of people on Skype know that, because I'm always a funny guy on Skype. Just because I'm handicapped doesn't mean I have to live sad. I choose to live happy. What the heck? It could have been worse. It could have been a lot worse for me. I'm glad to be alive. Now, this story right here gave me an A on that class, which was really awesome. So I hope that you guys loved that. I loved it too when I read it, and when I presented it to my class. And I just want to give people an idea about what happened with me. I'm very lucky to be alive on this planet. I'm very lucky to know some really, really great people on the internet, such as Ryan Sousa, Marco Rose, STB, Most Extreme Wrestling, Only Mass. I think his new account is called Trevor's Account, I think. Very lucky to know him. I'm very lucky to know a lot of people here on YouTube, and I want to thank you guys very much for, understanding me. It's incredible, really. So yeah, this is probably going to be my last video. I'm going to Florida for a couple of weeks, or for a couple of days, actually. I'm going to a wedding in Florida. It's going to be my first time on an airplane. I am very nervous, but, I'll get over it. But yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoyed that. Alright, see you later.